the annotated view here. So let's take a quick look at this XML file, just to point out what exactly is inside of it. So it's basically just indicating the 3D viewpoint. It's basically saving the camera view, and then it's saving different lines and ellipse here. So all the 2D. Now the thing to keep in mind is that this file that we save, basically it only saves the any of the 2D. If we have a picture that we referenced like here, or an audio file, those need to be sent in addition to the XML file. So my recommendation is, if you don't need to use, the easiest thing is to just use all the 2D operations that you have available here, and then if you pass that on to someone, it's a pretty easy. They can then take that file, and if I right-click and pull up Project Annotations Advanced, then there's a tool under here called Annotated View File Import. So if I click that, I can locate the XML file that someone saved out, and you see it automatically located underneath the tree here. And I can double-click, and it takes me right to that view, and shows me the annotations that someone previously on the team indicated. So this is a good way to communicate with your team, and it saves a really small, really light file. In addition, you can also do 3D text annotations. So there's a tool underneath here for on the left here for 3D annotation. And in that case, all you need to do is select a piece of geometry. I'm going to select this column here, and click OK. And now I have, in this case, a 3D text object, which is not view specific. This can be useful. I find the 2D annotated views are a little more helpful because they provide the exact view that that someone was looking at when they were annotating the model. Now, finally, I want to look at, let's say we've annotated our model. We've indicated what the issue is. We could just, if we wanted to quickly send this to someone, and let's say they're not using Digital Project, or it's just easier to send an image. One obvious way is you could just hit the print screen button on your keyboard. But there's actually a much better tool which provides a lot more options within Digital Project. So if we go up to Tools, Image Capture, there's several options here for basically capturing what you see exactly on your screen. So I want to make sure to have the pixel mode selected, and I'm going to first pass. I'm just going to hit the record. You see this little capture button here, and that'll basically take a view of exactly what you see on your screen. And I could go ahead and save that. I'm going to save that as a JPEG. Now, JPEGs are okay if you want a really small, light file, but I'd recommend that if you want something, if you're saving something a little higher quality than PNG, or yeah, PNG is generally a decent format, or TIFF for higher quality images. But for just kind of quickly doing a screenshot, a JPEG is fine. So I'm going to call this my captured image 1. And if we look at the image we just saved, it doesn't save any of the toolbars, any of the windows that are open, so it kind of cleans all that up and just gives me exactly what I'm looking at on the screen. In addition, if I go back, I can select this arrow button here and just pick a portion of the screen. So if I click and move this, now I'm just going to crop out everything else and just look at exactly the portion that I've selected. Hit capture, and so now it's only taking in exactly what I'm seeing there. Now, the other nice thing about this tool is, let's say we're looking at the model, and we've got this blue background. Now, let's say we want to see it only in white. Well, we can actually set that. If we go to the options under the capture, we can say that well, in this case, we want to capture under pixels white background. If we have that turned off, then we're going to see the background as it displays here. But if we would just want to see it on a white background, we can pick that option. And also anti-aliasing kind of helps to smooth out the object. So maybe I'll take off this option, capture only geometry, so you can see how if I have that turned off, it'll show the tree here. So if I hit record, go ahead and save that. So it's actually also saving the tree because I turned off that option to capture geometry only. And we see it's also got the compass there and the white background. One other really nice thing is I'm going to just change my view angle. This was something we looked at in the first webinar. This is just change view angle, just to give it a little more extreme perspective. Now, one other thing is the screen capture. We can do a higher resolution than the actual screen. So, with a typical print screen, you only get exactly what you see on your screen. But with this capture button, it's sort of like a very light rendering tool. If you want to do, there's other options for rendering. You can do full reflections and different light sources. But if you just want to quickly capture an image and share it with someone, then